township of Hebron near Pretoria going up in flames. It's one of a string of violent protests raging across South Africa just months before an election. Many residents are angry at the lack of basic services like water and electricity and feel ignored by the local authorities.
We have to. We don't have a choice. We have to. If ever this government is not ready to listen to us, then violence maybe will make them listen.
Between November and January, almost 3,000 service delivery protests were recorded, and they're becoming increasingly violent. In Zitobeni township near Bronkhorstspruit, residents torched their police station, clinic and library, demanding better services and lower bills. South African police have reacted with lethal force, killing 9 people so far this year and triggering even more anger.
When I see my fellow brothers taking a stone, throwing at the policeman, I'm going to help him. Yes. That's what I'm going to do because they don't help us.
And protests aren't the only problem facing the ruling ANC ahead of elections on the 7th of May. The rand is at its lowest since the 2008 crash. The mining industry is paralysed by strikes, and questions have been asked over President Zuma's $20 million homestead built at taxpayers' expense.
They're particularly worried that even before the explosion in service delivery protests, they already thought that there would be a decline in their support, at least in certain areas, which is why I think this is probably going to be the most fiercely contested election campaign in 20 years.
Fiercely contested, but still a foregone conclusion for the Party of Mandela, which brought democracy to South Africa. The country's main opposition party, the Democratic Alliance, is seen by many as too white and received a major blow when its attempt to nominate a well-known black leader fell apart. And Julius Malema's economic freedom fighters, despite making gains in the townships, could be in trouble if its leader goes to prison for fraud.
We are not saying we don't need ANC. ANC is the people that liberated the South African people from apartheid, you see. But the leaders who are there are not there to rectify the mistake of the past. They are there to live a good life.
Unhappy with corruption at the top and poverty at the bottom, many voters are venting their frustration. But they remain loyal to the ruling party for its role in defeating apartheid and for the lack of credible alternatives.